Let's get ready for Brothers Thrice! In this corner, we have my brother Kevin.
Woo!
In this corner, we have my brother Will.
We're fighting. Me and Kev are fighting. We're in the ring.
And in the other corner is me. I'm Brian.
Who's in the fourth corner then?
Our one listener, Mom.
And then Mom's in the other corner. We're gonna kick her ass.
Yeah. No, we're not fighting each other. Sorry, this is not a fighting podcast today. This is Brothers Thrice. You know, blah blah blah. You know how this works. Three brothers, super close, and we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. But today we are doing the top 3 sports movies. So each of us have submitted a first, second, and third best sports movie into our bracket style as per usual. So we're doing sports movies today.
And it's episode 20 of Brothers Thrice. We did 20 of these things. Does that feel cool, or is that? It feels like more, honestly, right? Doesn't it feel like more than 20? Is that just me?
I mean,
when did we start doing this?
Didn't we say May?
7 or 8 months ago, maybe. So we're still infancy. We're not even one yet.
I feel like doing our serial podcasts feels like forever ago.
That was in your old apartment. That was in.
I know.
That was a long time ago.
I lived in a different part of New York State. I had a different job. Crystal had a different job. Brian had a different job. It was just.
I've been in the same place, and nothing's changed really for me. But it's cool.
That was in the summer, right?
No, probably more closer to fall. But yeah.
No, I think it was the summer because we had to close the door, and we were like, oh shit, the AC, we can't have it on because of the mics, and it's gonna be so hot as hell in here.
Oh yeah, I guess it was still. I mean, it was summer. Well,
it had to be
because I moved. You guys, it was before you guys moved. So yeah. All right, not talking about old podcasts. Let's talk about this one. We got our sports brackets.
I finally won. I got them to talk about sports with me. So here we go.
Well, sports.
It's
movies.
Still sports movies. Yeah, baby steps.
Still sports.
Sports movies. All right. So should we just start it up? Let's lead it off.
I mean, they know what we're doing here.
They know what's up at this point. Am I right?
20 episodes.
20 episodes in. They've listened to too much. All right. So on the bracket for 8 and 9 seed, we got Happy Gilmore versus The Replacements. 8 and 9
movies.
So 8, I think that was you, Brian, right? Yep.
Yes.
Your number 8 was Happy Gilmore. My number 9 is The Replacements.
Solid films.
So start us off, Beagle Time. What are you feeling?
So the Happy Madison production team, they come out with some good stuff. You know, not everything.
I would say not currently,
is
but
a home run. Yeah, not everything is a home run. But Adam Sandler in the 90s was absolutely hilarious. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are so stupid and funny. It is a great movie. Now that you add in golf, and not just any golf.
Not you adding golf.
Not just any golf show / movie. This is an underdog story, a real sweet guy, and he was a hockey player, not a golfer. And yet he has a very, very, very keen ability to the sport. And so many misadventures and hijinks throughout. So funny. A billion quotes that you could say. If you go to the driving range and or a miniature golf course, you will 9 times out of 10 see the following things. One person at the driving range is going, I got to do a Happy Gilmore shot, and takes a running start and then whoosh, whacks it. And 2,
doesn't hit it.
People, yeah,
usually ends up missing it.
People on the miniature golf course screaming, why don't you go to your home? Go home, ball.
Yeah, if there's a clown, you'd be like, you're gonna die, clown.
Yeah, not every miniature golf course has a clown though, but yes,
if it did,
absolutely.
Only
Absolutely. Yeah. So just a great film. And I every time.
Well, golf Scottish, I guess that works.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mean to do that, but yeah, that works.
It's a great film.
Yeah. While I'm on that miniature golf course, every time I get it in the hole, and always shoot every single time.
He's a good villain where he's such a just like asshole, and you're like, I hope he loses, and he does. Which,
You
know.
eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No. Is that all you have to say about the Happy Gilmore?
It's so funny. It's centered around the sport, but not the entirety of the movie is just the
It's
sport.
not.
There are plenty of sports movies out there that
it's a
are
golf movie
exclusively
without being
on the football field.
Yeah, it's not. It's a golf movie without being like a full-on movie about golf.
Exactly, because
Well,
that
it's
would
about
be
how
boring.
it's about how he's changing the sport, how he's drawing in this like these like kind of redneck crowds that are like beer bonging and stuff like. Well, it's supposed to be golf's supposed to be this very prim and proper. Everyone like literally a golf clap.
I like and I feel like it's underrated Ben Stiller's part in the movie.
The nice glasses. Shut the hell up. Oh, my feet
hurt.
Well,
now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
I forgot about that.
He had a huge handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all, folks.
That's all I got to say about that.
So beat that, Will.
I'll do my best. It's my choice is The Replacements. Fun, also a very funny film. There's a lot of comedy in it, but there's also a lot of like some heart. And it's
you gotta have heart.
Gotta have heart. It's about the this I guess fake football league that all the main players are are going on strike for. I can't really remember why. Probably just because they wanted more money or something.
Yeah, I think it was contract based though.
Yeah, it's always about money. No one goes on strike because they're like, we want better snacks in the vending machine. Well, they might. I don't know. That might. It's
a worthy cause.
So all the main players are gone, and then Gene Hackman's the coach, and he has to then replace the team with these replacements, which are like a bunch of players who. Where'd Brian go?
He's done. He's obviously not changing his vote. He's not changing his vote, so that's it.
Rude. Well,
sorry about that. I had to rip this piece of plastic out of my dog's mouth.
Oh, jeez.
What are you doing?
Don't leave shit around, homie.
It's not. This is the squeaker that was inside of her toy.
Goodness.
Now it's
all
like
right.
a squeak. You ruined it.
All right. Back to replacements. Rude. I didn't leave the room and talk to my dog. I don't have one.
Well, I didn't want her to choke on anything. Sorry, continue.
No, let her choke on it. I'm just kidding. All right.
For the podcast.
For the podcast, she chokes. Okay. So they had to replace the players with all these, I guess, like semi-professional, washed up has-beens of football players. And then they do the classic montage. We have to go around and like recruit the team. We need to put a team together.
Yeah, it's like Ocean's 11, but with football.
And it's a great cast of. You got Keanu Reeves playing Shane Falco, and just like and how everyone's like he must have messed up a big game back in the day. He's like, I bet a bunch of money on you and you ruined it. And he's also like just doing
the Cotton Bowl.
He's just doing his Keanu Reeves thing where he's like, oh what, whoa.
That's pretty good.
But he's great. He dates a sexy cheerleader.
Sexy cheerleader
in the movie. There's Jon Favreau, who's a psycho, but he's also very gentle. But he sees he just like goes crazy. A linebacker, right?
Yeah, he's a middle linebacker,
and he just goes and just jumps over the line. It's like, I got that ball.
Nice hit.
And he's always bleeding from his nose because he's such a psycho.
Yeah. I don't know who the actor is, but the guy who plays Clifford Franklin, the wide receiver, is probably the best part of the movie.
I can't remember. Something like I think his name is something similar to the character name. I can look it up, but it doesn't matter. He's not listening. But yeah, he's a great.
Well, how do you know?
Clifford Franklin.
Clifford Franklin.
You got the sumo wrestler who eats all the eggs and then pukes.
Yeah,
so gross.
What's the guy he was also in Couples Retreat, the big giant black guy.
He's also he's the guy in Elf.
Isn't he? He's
the manager guy. Yeah, him and then one other guy. They play the guards, and they're like bouncers.
Which is pretty much all you need to. You just need to learn some technique with their big boys. Oh, and you had the kicker guy who's the Welsh guy who's like always smoking
He's got the cigarette in his mouth
while he's kicking the ball.
Isn't that the lizard guy from the Spider-Man movies
Yes,
too?
it is.
Yeah.
It is Dr. Connors in the Amazing Spider-Man universe, actually. So yeah, but it's just a great team. Like get the band together. They got to learn to there's a lot of trials and tribulation of how they have to work together, and then when they really
We're on
do
a mission
get work
from Gat.
that's a different movie. But
I thought that was
But then
replacements.
no, and then they all get. Then they're finally like when they bond the most is when they beat up the old players who are trying to they're pissed that they're taking their jobs in the bar, and then they go to the jail and they all dance to
electric slide
to
I Will Survive.
I Will Survive.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I cannot
yeah,
think. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
the hell is the word? So and then Gene Hackman comes down and sees them all dance. He's like, now they're a team. And then they go and they win. I think I can't remember the whole thing, but it's just a great fun.
Oh, you also have the tight end who's deaf.
Oh yeah,
Because then the whole point of the movie is basically centered around Falco when he doesn't come because the star quarterback crosses the picket line, and then they start losing because he's like, I don't know.
Well, he's working with the replacement players that don't respect him, and he's an ass. That
Yeah.
guy. It's just all around fun. Like it's funny. It's got heart. It's got just a lot. It's like a great cast of great characters. Like just a fun movie, and it's football too. So football is great.
And then at the end, the quarterback, he turns off and back into the Matrix, and he's dodging bullets. It's like this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same movie, right?
My favorite scene in that movie is when Clifford Franklin had like a big game finally because he couldn't catch the ball, but he finally was able to catch the ball. And then the cute reporter is like asking him questions and he's like flirting with her. And then John Favreau comes by and just shoves him into his locker and just keeps walking. He like looks at the camera, shoves him in the locker, and just keeps going.
I haven't seen it in a while. I should rewatch it now. Talking about it, I'm like, this is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I gotta rewatch it.
I think I came across it on one of the streaming platforms. I think it was HBO Max. Shout out HBO Max.
I could look up what it's on, but in case people want to watch it, let's see. An app I should get sponsored by Just Watch. It's a great app that you can type anything in and it'll just tell you what streaming service it's on, or if it's not available on a streaming service.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's one of my faves. It's called The Replacements? ?
And while you're looking for that, you can catch Happy Gilmore with a premium subscription on Hulu. Shout out Hulu. Hulu.
Yeah, I just see that.
Hulu has live sports.
And Brian, you are correct. This movie came out in 2000 and now is currently streaming on HBO Max.
Shout out Hulu.
I might watch
HBO
that.
Max.
I might watch that. I don't think Em's seen it, so I should make her watch it.
There you go. Just
There you
for
go.
research purposes only, of course.
Right. And also, it's just enjoying. So, we're voting.
Well, anything you'd like to add, Kevin?
It's hard to
These are all hard. These are all tough.
pick. Yeah, it's hard to pick between these two movies because they both have like heartwarming parts, but also the majority of the movie is funny.
Yeah.
So
If
it is
sports, though. Which sport do you like more, Kev? Golf or football? This is a tough one. That's like saying,
Now-
Kev, which one of your children would you like to murder?
Well, neither. Murder.
No, if you
usually,
had to-
usually
you
the
have
question
to
is
choose.
usually the question is which one of your children would you want to save, not which one are you going to murder.
Well, if you don't save, the other
Well, I
one
mean,
will be
essentially.
murdered.
Yeah, but then I'm not the
So
one
it's
doing.
kinda-
Anyway.
Well, you kind of are. The blood's
Well,
on your
Picking the
hands,
one to
Kev.
save, you're picking the one to murder. technically.
Yes, I feel like if I was to choose between the two sports, to watch, I would pick football. To play, I would pick golf. But
because golf is a
It's hard to-
one-man sport. It's
no, but I played flag football 2 years, whatever, before COVID was, and that was a lot of fun.
100
But-
years ago now.
Yeah, 50 years ago.
Back in the olden times.
Yeah, back
Before
to
we didn't have this.
the before
COVID.
era.
Before the
Before
fall.
times.
We used to go places and see people.
Restaurants and bars and clubs.
It was
All right.
such a good time to be alive.
Well, are you guys keeping your votes the same?
Yes,
I think so. Even though I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. Some of the movies, I feel like there's probably some jokes. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's probably some jokes and some things that are not as okay today. I'm sure some of them I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm just when it was made and the humor it was, it's kind of some of it's a little like nowadays. Possibly.
I would see that more in um Billy
Billy
Madison
Madison?
for sure. I can't really think of anything in
Well,
Happy
either way,
Gilmore
I just
that-
think
haven't seen it.
as a sports movie, I think The Replacements is more of a sports movie for me because it's like literally it's a team has to work. He just kind of falls into the golf and it's just kind of he's doing it. It's not really
True.
I don't know, it's not the same kind of movie. But Replacements for me.
That's fair. I would agree with that in that Replacements is definitely more of a sports movie, but I think being that both in their own way, both movies are surrounded, they're based around.
No, I'm
the
not
sport
saying Happy Gilmore
itself.
is not
I
a
think like
I'm not saying it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
of course.
sports movie. I think it's just more. I think The Replacements is more about the team and about every like sports in general,
Yeah.
like where he's just kind of like he's just doing it to make money and then to beat Shooter, and it's like
well, he's
He
doing
just-
it for his grandma.
for of course for money for to buy grandma's house.
Yeah.
Shooter. Well, what do you pick? Are you staying with Happy Gilmore, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, Skip. It is up to you to break the tie.
All right. I think it's a very difficult choice because I mean these are centered around two of my favorite sports, but I'm gonna have to go with The Replacements because it is more of a sports movie. I feel like what Will said, Happy Gilmore is more is just like golf just happens to be going on in the background. There is a lot of quotable lines in Happy Gilmore.
It's not a bad movie. It's just like in the sports movie bracket. I think that this is more of a
Yeah.
sports movie.
I like the
checks out.
fact like when you watch it on cable,
Oh,
or at least when you
everything's-
used to, but like when he like beats up Bob Barker and they just the price is wrong,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Price is wrong,
On
Bobby.
TBS.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very funny.
that is.
All right. So thanks, Brian, for that was a good laugh.
That was very
Um,
funny.
Okay, so Replacements moves on, and I don't think it'll make past the next bracket, but whatever. Going into number 4 versus number 5. This is another freaking matchup. Holy crap. Number 4, The Karate Kid, which is my I believe number 2, and versus Rudy, which is also Brian, you're number 2 as well. Yes.
My number. Yeah, my
number
number two.
2. So number 2 versus number 2. Karate Kid, my Karate Kid versus your Rudy.
Mhm.
I'm sorry I said that again. This is just how it checks out.
All good.
This is a hard. They're very different movies, I think, but same. I don't know. Well, I want me to go first, or you go first?
I went first last one, so you go first. That's
Okay.
fine.
Well, yeah, I guess Karate Kid's down the top of the bracket. All right, Karate
Mhm.
Kid, absolute 80s classic. Still pretty much going today with Cobra Kai, like the same characters, same kind of like it's cheesier in Cobra Kai because it's what it became kind of like a fun little CW show, even though it's on Netflix. But just the I guess the lore of Karate Kid has gone forward with Cobra Kai, but I'm just judging the first movie, obviously, not the everything else that came. Because number 2 and 3 are not very good compared to 1. But Karate Kid, 80s classic. You got Ralph Macchio playing Daniel LaRusso. He's a
Ralphie Macchio.
he's a Long Island native.
Yes, he is.
Him and his mom moved to California, and he's like, "What the hell? I want to go back to Newark. Hey,
I
where's
need
the
a piece of freaking
where's the
pizza.
spaghetti?" And then he's trying to do his best to fit in at school. He gets a little his friends here and there, and then there's this cute girl. She's got curly blonde hair. He's into her, but he goes and chats, and then the Cobra Kai boys roll up on their motorcycles, and and all their go.
Hey, you Italian bastard! And then
I don't think
beat
they
him
said
up.
that. It was not racially motivated. Johnny Lawrence is pissed at the blonde guy. He's pissed at at Ralphie because that's his girl, or it was his ex-girl, and he's not happy about it. And then he's bullied. Ralph Macchio is bullied, and these kids are part of the bad dojo named Cobra Kai, led by John Kreese, who's real. He's just like an ass guy. He's an asshole.
He's an ass
He's an
guy.
ass guy.
He's an ass man.
Can't stand those ass guys. They're the
Ass
worst.
man. And then but the biggest thing is the meeting between I keep getting Ralph Macchio, Daniel
You can call him
LaRusso,
Ralph Macchio.
It's fine. Everyone knows who
Daniel
you are.
We know
LaRusso
who you're talking
and
about.
Mr. Miyagi. They meet up. he's like the father figure he didn't have, and he's just the mentor. It's just a great all around. He teaches him wax on, wax off, sand the floor, paint the fence,
Paint the house?
paint. I'll paint the house. It's back and forth. Yep.
Wow, you guys are karate masters.
Well, that the scene I was watching on cable the other day, I just like made Em sit. She's seen it, but I was like, I have to watch when he's like, I'm sick of this, man. What are you making me do this for? Yeah. And he's blocking everything because he's did all the moves. And I was like, oh, so cool. I get tingles every time I see it because it's just like, oh, it's so good.
Do you think that would work in real life? I feel like if you just did all that, you would just be better at a trade like painting or sanding.
It's not supposed to be a real life. Obviously, that's not how you really train. But it's more about the messages.
Karate now. Come on.
Of course, it's not real, but it's like it's more about lessons and morals and being
like subconsciously you paint the house. Come on,
maybe I don't know.
It's about trying to get the everyday
memory,
lessons and small things.
Yeah.
How about this? We'll test this out. You paint a whole bunch of houses, and then I'll just try and beat you up and see what it works.
Well, I don't think I need to paint houses to not get beat up by you, Bryce. So
okay.
I don't think I need to paint anything. I'm gonna sit on the couch, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks, and then I'll beat your ass.
Okay. Mark your calendars. The next Brothers Thrice episode is
that will really be in the ring. No boxing gloves.
Just the audio of podcasts of you guys fighting each other. Oh, that hurt.
Oh no, my spine's broken. So just and at the end they have the huge tournament where it's all the Cobra Kai guys against all these other dojos, and then just Mr. Miyagi and oh my god, and then first he gets hurt, and then
sweep the leg, Johnny.
The rubbing the hand, Mr. Miyagi rubbed the hands together, and then he touches him.
So I think Karate Kid might be in the MCU because I think Mr. Miyagi is one of those Doctor Strange wizards.
No,
if he can do that.
He just rubbed his hands together and massaged his muscle or something. He's fine. I don't know.
And then he goes out of portal.
But did you watch the post-credit scene of Karate Kid?
There's no, and then okay. But I'm trying to get back to everybody so you can get to your
Samuel
movie.
L. Jackson comes in. You would be a part of the
team. Yo, who are you? What are you doing in my house?
No, not him. Mr. Miyagi would be the one to get no trouble. Daniel LaRusso. He's useless.
You just said he was a wizard. Why would
Daniel
LaRusso be a
No,
I know.
Miyagi.
I forgot.
And he's like,
I just
Nick
thought
Fury,
that
Nick Fury, look eye. Nick Fury, look eye.
Yeah.
He only can look eye because he's an eye patch on. All right. Then he
Catch with the fly.
Somebody call Marvel. We got something.
We got something.
Well, that guy who unfortunately died a while ago, the Miyagi actor. Right. And then the famous tournament where he does the crane kick against Johnny Lawrence, and then history's made. And it's funny in the Cobra
body bag.
Yeah. Oh my god. Did you guys watch Cobra Kai or no?
No.
Oh, you should, because if you know Karate Kid lore and Karate Kid like story points, it is so freaking funny later. Like the things they do in the show, very very fun. You should watch it.
Well, Ralph Macchio and what's his name?
Bobby Zabka.
William Zabka.
William Zabka.
Billy Zabka.
Billy Zabka.
Whatever. They were in like basically an entire season of How I Met Your Mother towards the end.
Yeah,
it was great
because Barney Stinson said like the real Karate Kid, which he thinks was Joey Lawrence, but Johnny Lawrence, not Joey. But like honestly, like in the Cobra Kai show, they kind of redeem him a little bit. Like they kind of show it from his angle and how he's kind of a washed up has been now. And Daniel LaRusso like owns like auto shops like all over the valley, and it's like he's a big wig and he's it's just a great show. You guys should watch.
I think I should. I've been getting into a Survivor recently for no reason. It's so funny.
Why?
Old Survivor?
I don't know.
Recent?
No, like it's like season 37 on Netflix.
People freaking go nuts over Survivor. It's
so funny.
It's like a huge people go nuts for the reality part of it. Like
it doesn't make sense to me. The whole point is you're surviving, but it's really just you're doing like activities
Well, I think you do the things.
Yeah,
to
it's
get-
not
to
it's
get-
not a Survivor show like something on like the
Like
History
Alone.
Channel, like Alone.
No,
That's
it's a game show.
Survivor
It's a game show.
It's a game show.
reality show. And then the fun part is when you go, they like vote people off and then you quench their torch. Me
The
and
tribe
em,
has spoken.
me and em just started a new season of Love Island, which we absolutely love. It's so trashy, but it's really, really good. It's British, so all their accents are hilarious. And we have had to put subtitles on because sometimes they're like, "I said I'm a little bit muggy," and it's how they got cut in. Pretty much. Sometimes some of the people are from some parts of Ireland or from England. It's like, what the hell did they say? But
What Will
great.
just says is sometimes just I can't believe you did this to me. Crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Karate Kid. Just the crane kick at the end. He kicks him in the face, which I thought was not allowed, but I guess apparently he wins. And then we did it, Mr. Miyagi. And then, the end of Mr. Miyagi went like, "Yeah, we did it." Yeah. And then it freezes. Oh, it's great. Get chills. Get
so
tingles.
So proud.
Yeah, it's just a great. It's not like and he's a good kid where he's like, it's like I did it. It's like we did it, Mr. Miyagi, because he taught him everything. It was great. Versus your pick, Bri, Rudy. Go for it.
Well, this is after. I don't know how I'm gonna beat that because I mean, Karate Kid is Karate Kid.
I just know Karate Kid very well.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so Rudy, if you haven't seen it before, is a real coming of age underdog story
I
of.
wouldn't say coming of age. He's a grown man at that point, but continue.
Well, I mean, he's 18 at the end, and then he goes into. All right, let me continue.
Go
So
on.
there's
It's
this
definitely
kid,
it's an underdog story for sure.
It's an underdog story for sure.
okay. I guess
John Favreau also in this movie.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
John Favreau
He's in
is
everything, man.
friends with David Rudiger. I think his
I
name is
never would
David.
have known his first name. I honestly would
Oh
just say,
no, Daniel. It's Daniel. Sorry,
Dang.
my bad.
either way, I would just say his name is Rudy. I don't know anything else than that.
Yeah. But it doesn't make any sense that he has like 1,000 siblings and none of them are nicknamed Rudy, but just he is. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah,
because
that's their last name.
the last name is Rudiger. So
Well,
That's
I
where it
mean,
comes
out of
from.
the three of us, we all have the same last name, but I'm the only one that was really called Rack.
Well, that just
true.
happened to be, I guess.
all right. Well, yeah, that's fair.
Moving
Anyway,
on.
so Rudy is he's a below average guy, but he's a real nice person. He doesn't do amazing in school, but his dream ever since he was a kid was to go to Notre Dame and play football. And Notre Dame is a very prestigious university, so it's very difficult to get in. My first rejection letter in high school when I was applying to colleges was Notre Dame. It was a stretch to begin with because I did horrible on the SATs.
You're
but,
Rudy.
Yeah, I'm Rudy. Yeah,
You try to be Rudy. Well, what'd you
Well,
get?
I like
What'd you
this
get in your
movie.
SATs?
Like a 1650, which
Yeah.
I don't even know is good or bad anymore because they completely changed around.
Well, it had a 2400, obviously. So I think
Yeah,
you did better than me. I think I got 1300.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did
what'd
better
you
than me.
get?
I got like a 1580, I think.
Oh shit! I got
Damn,
the
you guys are
lowest.
dumb.
I got the lowest out of all of us.
Oh
Damn
wait,
it.
no, I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I got a 15.9, but I took it 3 times. I got a 1590, 1620, and then a 1640. So a 1640 was my
Oh.
super score.
Very nice. I think I took it.
Yeah.
I think it twice. I took it twice. I got like a 1200, and then I got 1300 the second time. I'm like, that's good enough. I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the SAT is math and English, the two
I
things I'm
don't-
not good at.
I don't do either of those things either. I'm a computer man or an art computer man. Don't need either of those
Yeah,
things.
Will makes pretty pictures, and then everybody on the news sees them, and then he's like, "Yeah,
Well, pretty pictures, and I edit video too. So I do
Pretty
lots of things.
pictures.
I'm a content producer. Okay.
no, yeah." The all
Excuse
of
me.
the Brothers Thrice content is manufactured by Will.
That's
and,
right.
It's a phenomenal
right.
job.
That's right.
So anyway, so
My face now.
am I Rudy or is Will Rudy?
Why?
Which
why
one
would
we
I
have
be?
established?
Why am
I don't know
Rudy?
because you were like, I don't know. Who wants to be Rudy?
What?
Well, I'm the only one who's like short, so I'll take Rudy.
Okay, cool. So
I'm
Kev's
very
Rudy. Yeah.
confused.
I'm the only one who played football in high school.
Who's Rudy? Why would one of us Rudy?
I don't know, just for a little
Oh.
Brothers Thrice nonsense.
I'm so
Yeah. So
confused.
anyway,
Brothers
I'm like,
Thrice,
just
no.
talk about the movie. What are you talking about? Who's Rudy? Why?
sorry,
what?
sorry. So Rudy is he's a very short, 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing. Classic line. He is just a below average dude. He doesn't have good enough grades.
Great actor.
Yes,
Sean Astin.
Sam Wise.
from Lord of the
Sam
Rings.
Wise.
He doesn't have good enough grades
Potatoes.
to get into Notre Dame. That's also from Rudy.
Is it?
No, it's not.
I haven't seen Rudy in a while, so I'm like, it might be. I don't know. Is he potatoes?
No, it is not. So Rudy, he doesn't have good enough grades to get into the University of Notre Dame out of high school. So he gets this deal. He works really, 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 really hard at this community college nearby the university, and he's really, really trying to get good grades to be able to transfer over to the university so that he can participate in the athletics department, the football team. So long story short, he eventually gets good enough grades after a couple semesters to get into Notre Dame. He's so excited. He's crying. It's a really heartwarming moment.
Yeah, he gets the letter. It's really
he gets the letter. Yeah,
it's in the fields for sure.
Well, he gets a bunch of
rejection
letters first, and then he finally gets the letter, and he sits
on that bench, and then
it looks out at Notre Dame and opens it. Great.
I don't know if that actually happened to him in real life, because this is based on a true story, by the way.
I'm sure some of it's a little more dramatized and
of course
written out to make it a movie. But
you also have
to, for sure.
You also have to probably missing a whole big part of the feels. He was trying to get into Notre Dame, and what kind of pushed him to do so was his best friend, who got him a Notre Dame jacket in like a thrift store, and really was the only one who believed in him. They were working at a steel mill he was making enough money to try to save up to go to Notre Dame.
Well, then his dad,
his friend was his dad's. Yeah, his dad's steel mill.
And his brothers work there too.
His dad and his brothers don't believe in him. They think it's like a horrible dream to try to pursue, and he's like throwing his life away trying to get to it. But his friend Pete was the only one who believed in him, and his friend Pete died in a accident at the factory.
I totally forgot about that.
After his funeral is when he decided, he's like, I have to try to do this. So he left his job and he left his town to then pursue getting into Notre Dame, because Pete was the only one who believed in him. And he's like, I'm going to do it for myself and for Pete.
I completely forgot about that.
The funniest part of that movie is that before Pete died, they were talking about in the break room, like, oh, I'm going to do this, go to Notre Dame. He's like, how much money you got saved up? He's like, $1,000. And they were like, whoa.
Oh, you can pay for everything. It's like 3 books.
You could buy you Notre Dame for that much money.
Nowadays,
obviously,
it's like, can't get like a half a textbook for that.
Yeah. When was the actual Rudy? Oh, in the late 60s. Okay.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
So in 1974, I'm in the Wikipedia of the real thing. 1974, he was in. Okay.
He played in 1974.
That was when the game was, I think.
Oh, okay. So like this is all happening like probably late 60s, and then him trying to get in everything, and then getting in is everything like in the early 70s.
Yes. Didn't know that. I mean, I watched this movie quite a bit because I was on a football team when I was a youngster. Kev was the assistant coach for a couple of years as well. Good time. We were
it was D1. It was D1, right?
Yeah, D1 Little League.
Yeah, it's D1, and we competed all across the country. It was wild.
Yeah. Away games,
Yeah, it was hard. It was really tough to be away from the family that much, It was
Kids are growing up without me,
Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys had the gold helmets. It was really cool. Like, it was legit.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Yes, you did.
I did. When I played for a team named Notre Dame, we had gold helmets. Brian, we just had the stickers. We did the ND one time, and we did the Leprechaun guy one time.
We had gold pants.
You had gold pants.
See, I kind of just merged that all together. I kind of don't even remember Kev playing SciAg. I can't. It's all just kind of a blurb. I kind of smushed it all together. I just remember videotaping a lot of Brian's games.
Well, because you did, there were like little we did like a video thing after our first season, and then our second season.
No memory of that.
We won the Super Bowl at the end of the second season.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Good
just like,
times.
I
And
just
I remember you wearing the same pair of shoes every game because like I think we won a bunch of them when you were wearing those shoes. So you're like,
me
this
or
is why.
Kev? Oh, Kev.
Me,
Kev.
probably.
All I just remember was like saying, like having headphones in and listening to My Chemical Romance while you guys played. That's I remember listening to the Black Parade on repeat while you guys played football. I was like,
Was that so? We were playing football when you were having your emo phase.
I was like,
Will's got hair over one eye. Damn kids playing sports.
I was still playing. I was playing hockey. I was playing
Yeah, that's
hockey
a cool
and
sport.
probably almost swimming then.
Playing sports for the man.
No, what's the?
Oh, that's so funny.
The Black Parade. Yeah, that's just what I remember doing, and then I videotaped later on, but that's funny. All right, and then Rudy finally gets on the team, right? Continue.
Mhm, finally gets on the team.
Hurry
and
up, we're gonna
then
be here all night.
sorry. He's really busting his ass in the practice squad, but never gets put in the games. And he's got the biggest heart on the field that the assistant coach was telling the head coach. And then during a game,
Vince Vaughn is in there. Don't forget Vince Vaughn's there.
Vince Vaughn's a player who's like,
he's kind of a jerk.
But then he comes around. Yeah.
But then he's like, if I were the coach yells, if you had half the heart of Rudiger, you'd be all state or all American
burn.
or something.
What a burn.
So-
Yeah.
Gotta have hot. Gotta have hot.
And so anyway, never plays, but really busts his ass. So then there's playing in a game, and then the other team members on the sidelines are like, you know what? Let's put Rudiger in. And he's like, Coach, put Rudy in. Coach, and
They
he's
all
like,
put their jerseys down.
Yeah, Brian, you're missing so many plot points, man.
I don't remember that.
They all come out
before all this happens. Before all this happens, the coach that had told Rudy he'd be able to play his senior year took a job as the Green Bay Packers coach. So they got a new coach, and then the new coach came in and was like, "Yo, do you think he'll remember? Letting you play?" And then he's like, "No,
let him know." It's like, no, he's not.
And then like wouldn't let him play, and then all the last game, like he would look at the dress list and he never got to dress. The final game, he quits, and then the janitor guy or the groundskeeper guy gave him the speech. You're 5'0" nothing, 100 and nothing, getting an education from one of the greatest universities, and then he gives him his story on how he quit because he wasn't being played.
And now I'm a janitor.
Right now he's like, and not a day goes by that I don't regret that decision. So then he goes back to practice. They give him all a little high five, standing ovation. Then all the players go in and say, I want Rudy to take my spot.
And then they all lay their jerseys down. It's just pile of jerseys. It's good. I
forgot about that. Then you get to the part in the game where he finally dresses, he runs out, and then they're winning by a lot.
And they're like,
the whole stadium chants for him.
He's so little.
Vince Vaughn this is where Vince Vaughn comes around, and they realize they had the ball with only like 3 minutes left, and they were just going to run the clock out. But they're like, Rudy can't play if we're on offense. So they did a pitch pass and scored so that they're on defense. So Rudy can get in. So he goes in on the kickoff. That's where He's So Little line comes in. And then defense, there's like,
obviously this probably should have been Kev's pick. Brian stole it from him.
I remember that. I remember all that, but like I just forgot to mention it. Sorry.
Come on,
because they're big points. Yeah, and then he gets the tackle. What does he do?
He gets a sack. Well, because first he's on the kickoff, and then the kickoff's done, and then he goes to run out, and the coach is like, "Stay in." He goes in at D end at which is crazy for a 5'8" guy to be playing D end.
I think he's shorter than that,
and they don't block him, so he just runs right around and sacks the quarterback. Which I don't know if that actually happened, but he sacks the quarterback, and that ends the game. And then they carry him off on their shoulders, and he's the last person to be carried off the field.
If you're not crying,
that's true.
That's
a true statement too.
If you're not crying when that happens, what's wrong with you? Like,
yeah,
he was 5'6".
I'm getting misty right now just thinking about it.
Yeah, he gets carried off the field, and then they do the kind of the historical things while that's going on. And I say he is the last player to be carried off the field at South Bend. So
that's since then.
Since then, yeah.
Oh, because there hasn't been a Rudy since.
But just a feel-good today.
Yeah. I'm going back to school, guys.
And you would get broken in half.
100%.
Snapped like a big old twig.
Well,
Imagine
all right.
like Saquon Barkley just running full speed at me. I would just lay down on the floor.
Well, all right. If you have to make a football team in D1 college, what position would you try to do it for?
Punter.
There you go.
I can learn how to kick a
That's
ball.
safe. That's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm good.
What about you, Will?
I don't know. I weigh as much as the lineman, but I don't know if I'm big enough.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you'd probably be a guard.
Sure.
What about a
I
center?
know. I would say now, Kev, what do you want to be?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I feel like I'd probably be most chance at a gunner or a
What
wide
the hell is
receiver.
that?
Oh,
The gunner is somebody on the
It's when you
punt.
shoot people on the field or
Yes.
something?
On the punt, there's two wideouts that right as the ball is snapped, they sprint down the field to try to make the tackle.
yeah.
This is defense?
Well,
It's special teams.
Oh, okay.
But because I mean, I would
defense.
it's the position that that Mark Wahlberg plays
Oh,
in
Invincible?
Invincible.
That didn't make our list.
But another
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
sports movie.
That's a good
One
football
of the
movie.
favorites of our mother, because in slow motion when
Oh,
he's running down the
Mark's
field
arms.
with his arms. Oh, with his arms, and my dad's over here like.
Well, you see, I don't like. I would say wide receiver, but because running back, I'm
No,
not
well,
big
wide
enough.
receivers are usually like really tall dudes. They
No.
can get up and yeah, they are. Usually they're pretty
No.
tall.
Braxton Berrios on the New York Jets is 5'8". Wes Welker, 5'8".
Aren't but I'm
Danny
saying
Woodhead.
most-
Danny
aren't-
Woodhead was a running back, so it
running
doesn't count.
back. But aren't most-
Elijah
aren't most-
Moore
Aren't most
5'7".
most good wide receivers pretty tall guys? So they gotta
depends
get
on
up
what
there.
position. If they're an X wide receiver, which is the outside,
The
that's a
outside
big
they're
guy.
tall. That's what I think of.
Well, the slot wide receiver is usually
Yes.
short because then they get kind of lost
Yeah,
in,
go in the
and
middle.
everything. So that would I would be. But then also I'm catching the ball over the middle, getting destroyed
getting
by
just
middle
decked.
linebackers.
All right, go.
So
Let's
that's
move on.
Rudy.
Let's go on to our voting. We're only in the second one. We're almost going very long. We gotta speed this up. We're doing too much of our plots, even though people are like, we know the movie. Shut up, just vote.
Yeah, that's fair.
Karate Kid or Rudy. Even though Rudy is an emotional journey half the time, and you're like, it's really feeling it. I have such love for Karate Kid. The whole thing. Oh, there's a lot of emotional moments in that too, but Karate Kid for me all the way.
Kev?
No,
Oh,
Brian,
Brian,
first.
it's your pick.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to go last because I'm flipping. You can't go against Karate Kid with Rudy.
What?
Rudy is
Oh,
a
wow.
fantastic movie. Rudy is a fantastic movie. It's so heartfelt, but Karate Kid has a lot of heartfelt moments, and it's badass.
It's not like it's
I
not
think-
even close. Rudy is such a better movie than Karate Kid. It's not even like
I'd say that I had to be. I would be in some sort of a decent, like a certain mood to watch Rudy. If I'm flipping through the commercials, like flipping through the TV, and Rudy comes on or Karate Kid comes on, I would stop at Karate Kid more just because it's more. I think it's more lighthearted. Like Rudy's like kind of like people die, and it's like he doesn't.
I mean,
it's a lot of down for a lot of really high at the end. But I feel like I don't know.
I was gonna say put him in a body bag for Karate Kid because it's dead because Rudy wins. But
It's
Um,
not.
because
Oh, I'm
Rudy's
so
just
sorry you
such,
couldn't do your thing, Kev.
such a better movie. I mean, I
I mean,
still
don't get me
listen,
wrong, it's a fantastic.
like whenever
movie.
I
If it
go
was-
for a run, I listen to the Rudy soundtrack because it's just you can't not run during that soundtrack.
yeah,
Like the
well, I'll tell you what. Yeah, amazing. But if Rudy was against other movies on this podcast, bracket, I would definitely vote for Rudy. But it's just happened to be going against Karate Kid.
I think that's a disservice to Rudy.
Well,
I
sorry.
feel like I should
Rudy.
boycott the rest of this, but I won't.
Well, technically,
Okay.
Rudy wasn't even your pick, so yeah.
It should have. I wanted it to be, but then Brian took it.
Well, it's the way the
Just
crumbles.
so before we continue with the next movie, just want to put out there that I led the league in touchdowns, by the way, Kev. Right?
Yeah, when you were a year and a half older than everybody else,
You're damn
You're-
right.
you're a head taller than everybody else.
And also
Yeah,
at
'cause
that
I
age, I feel like
lied.
you just needed to run, and they just don't get they don't know barely through the
Nobody
ball.
knows how to. Everybody's helmets are so big that they're like
No,
bouncing
they're-
up and down.
Well,
The shoulder pads are out to here, it's like-
I guess I
weeble
peaked when I
wobbles.
was like 10 years old. I peaked at 10.
That's it. It was all downhill
Congrats.
after that.
Yeah.
Now you're told you can play basketball.
Yeah, right. I can jump like 10 feet off the ground, no thanks. 6 inches if I'm lucky.
Boys got no ups.
That'd
Zero
be
ups.
6 inches is generous for you, bro.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We should.
Wait,
I feel like we
are we talking about vertical leap or are we talking about?
we used to play
Sorry.
basketball a
then,
decent amount.
You just said you were like 6 inches. That's generous, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for both. I mean, for both, right? Of course.
Hey now.
We used to play basketball a lot growing up. I feel
Yeah.
like
I was horrible every single time.
Yeah.
they weren't horrible.
Every time your friends were here and we were playing a game and like they were captains, everyone was like, at least for the first time, they were like, give me Little Rack or give me Brian. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's a mistake.
Well, you
And
see,
I'm walking
you were
towards it because I'm tall, and I
Yeah,
was just like,
you're decent at defense because you're tall, but
I
offensively,
just
you'd never
stand
made
in the way.
Well,
I
you never
stand in
made
the way.
sense. You would try to dribble with your right hand, but then you shot it with your left hand, which
No,
didn't make
that's
any
false.
sense.
I dribble with my left hand, but
That's
I
it.
shoot with my right hand.
Sorry, I knew it was opposite, and you would take so long to get it from your dribble to your shot that I would just take it,
Well, it felt comfortable in my hands to bounce it with my left hand.
which is weird. But all right,
Which is
I'm
weird,
not
but-
going out for the NBA. It's all right.
All right. Next up is I think this is it's
can't see.
finally Brian versus Kevin, I think.
yeah, finally I
well,
get to actually.
Kev, like honestly, you have no shot.
I know,
you have
but
no
I'll
shot.
I'll set my piece.
It is number Brian's number 1 versus Kevin's number 3. Yeah, 1
Yep.
versus 3. Rocky versus Dodgeball. Very different movies for sure.
All right,
Very
so
different movies. Start off with Dodgeball, Kev.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Kev.
You haven't spoken in a while. Go for it.
I feel like I'm not going to do the synopsis of it because there's no
No, you
point.
don't have to.
But also, I'm just going to do some of the quotes in it because it's
cousin Ray
so
Ray.
quotable.
Boop, dead.
Boop, dead. Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to see very well, Cotton. He's gonna, oh, it's a bold strategy. Like just the Jason Bateman in that movie for some
Yeah.
reason is hilarious.
He's never played a
Um,
character like that ever again. Like he's always just Jason Bateman. He never played that. That was
Yeah.
always that was a
And
one
you
time.
have the if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. That's another good
Patches
quote.
O'Houlihan.
And
That got ripped
is it
torn.
necessary?
That got
Is it
passed away.
necessary for me to drink my own urine? No, but it's
But
sterile and I like the taste.
Such a weirdo.
And just you have Ben
Ben Stiller, in
Stiller.
that one too. Yeah.
Look at him, hair feathered and everything, looking beautiful.
The pizza in his pants. He's like, Michelle, I told you not to disturb me during my quiet reflection period.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Michelle.
What else we got?
Comes up on the scooter.
Yeah, they got Vince Vaughn just being Vince Vaughn as hell.
Yeah,
Talking fast and just being sarcastic. Like it's all he can do.
Hold on, Cotton. She's got a cannon. It's
Fucking
There's a
Chuck
couple-
Norris.
Goddamn Chuck Norris.
that is, and you got laser,
Blazer.
taser.
No,
That'd be
it's Blade,
Yeah,
Laser,
laser,
Blazer.
And you
He
have
has a nice jacket on.
the like crazy looking Eastern European lady
Oh yeah,
with
She
the,
grew
like
up
the
near him.
unibrow,
She
and
grew
then
up
like
near
then the nerdy guy with like the music playing, and like when they're
I will do anything for love. And you
And
got
then
freaking the pirate. You got
yeah, Steve
The
the
pirate.
see the pirate.
no, you the guy on our team who's dressed
He's
like a
dressed
pirate.
like a pirate. There's a guy on a team dressed like a pirate. It's like
And then he shows up all like dressed completely
Oh, it's
normal.
Steve the
Hey guys, look
pirate.
at Steve the pirate.
So funny. And dodgeball is it's insane that's just a sport also, you know.
Well, yeah, I just found that movie is just so funny that I just felt like it popped into my head. The only other movie I was thinking about, which I feel like I should have picked because it would have given Rocky maybe a run for its money, probably not, would have been Space Jam. But the original
Ooh.
Space Jam,
I don't know about that.
come
I
on,
don't know
it would have
about
been a bit easier than
would've been interesting.
Dodgeball.
I don't
What?
know about that.
Or
Not for me. Not for me at least.
the nerdy guy with the goggles. You got to get angry. And he sees his like mail order bride with David Hasselhoff. It's
David-
like him versus the whole team.
That wasn't David Hasselhoff.
I don't think it was David Hasselhoff.
It was just some
I
guy.
think
No,
was
it
just some
definitely
cool
was
guy.
David
It
Hasselhoff.
definitely was not. It was just some random guy that his
Oh,
his
I
Asian
thought it was
wife
David
was
Hat-
laughing with. No, you barely
Oh,
see his
his-
face.
Then his
And
nerdy
then-
ass kids.
And then the kid's like,
Yeah.
Daddy. He's
Daddy.
Like,
Oh, and how can we forget their entry when they lose to the Girl Scouts? Like one team is disqualified for
Oh yeah.
mild
That
beaver trick.
niece.
Oh,
I forgot that
So
was from that
good.
movie.
Yeah.
Performance enhancing. Taking like beaver tranquilizer or whatever.
Yeah.
all right,
So
well,
that's going up
All right,
against
that's dodgeball.
my number one. My number one is Rocky. Like, come on. Yeah, talk about,
I always had
Nobody ever goes up a long flight of stairs outside of a building, and nobody in their right mind, when they get to the top, just keep on walking. You gotta put your fists.
probably
up
a
in
lot
the
of
air.
people do.
Well, I guess they're
But
just
that-
dead
that's-
inside because you
that's-
have to.
Well, is that statue still there in Philly?
Yeah.
Like if I've never been to Philly, but if I went, I would have to. I would probably be out of breath, but I'd run up those stairs, and
you know how
have,
many
like-
people do that?
Oh, it's like a landmark.
It's
Yeah.
like the same amount of people do that go to Pisa and like do
And, yeah,
this
yeah.
next to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's the same the same thing.
Yep.
Probably the same people too in the same vacation.
So,
First we're
yeah.
going to
That's
First
a
going
big
to
vacation.
Philly,
Italy.
then we're going to Pisa.
Yeah, if they're from Philly.
Well, they're from
Makes
Philly. They
sense.
probably wouldn't do it. That's like going to Times Square.
They're making
That's
fun
fair.
of the
York.
they're making fun of the people doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would
there you
definitely do it. You have to.
go. Yeah.
I
I mean that movie is just it is the epitome of Sylvester Stallone and also the epitome of
they
sports
made
movies.
so many
in my
Rockies
opinion.
too. It's crazy.
Yeah,
They
well,
made
I'm only arguing for Rocky 1. They have like
Yeah.
all like Rocky 5.
Well, they also-
Thousands.
Well, they also, I mean, some of the other ones are pretty good, like with Dolph Lundgren as
Yeah.
the Russian guy. Like,
dies, he
I must
dies.
break you.
I must
yeah, like that. I mean, those are pretty good too. But
they're cheesy like as hell. Like the training montages are so cheesy. Drinking
But
the
it's
eggs.
great.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, the classic.
So there's also some
Napoleon
really.
sisters with me. And
But
the first
those
one
are-
is the one.
Yeah,
he's got
you know,
turtles.
one's
He's
the one
got
with the-
turtles.
Yeah, and the first
he's
one's
made
the one with
cuff and
the
link, you know.
the meat.
The meat, yeah.
Oh, the meat.
Yeah, that's
the
the
frozen
that
meat.
one. That's classic.
And then I'm like, why do I have bruised meat?
Yeah,
It's
Why is my
tenderized.
so- and
He's tenderizing.
Yeah.
it's so unsanitary too, and they just put that on the news. Look at
Yes.
this guy punching meat.
It's a different time.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but like, and then, well,
you don't gotta kiss me. I'm gonna kiss you. You gotta kiss me back.
you kiss me if you want to kiss me, but you don't gotta kiss me, baby. Yeah, oh yeah, you don't kiss me, baby. Yeah, oh you good.
Great.
I had to,
Oh, you're great.
yeah, it's the lip.
Good job, guys. That was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like I did one episode.
Rocky.
Um,
So I mean, that's basically my spiel for Rocky. Because
and then just go, yeah, you know, that's Rocky.
Yeah,
I feel like
like-
you didn't need an argument. You could have just said there's a statue. So
That's
move
true.
on.
There's no dodgeball statue.
Could you imagine?
It's just Ben Stiller holding a dodgeball.
In mid-dive.
wrestling that bull he has like in that painting behind his desk.
Yeah.
Big statue of that. So is it unanimous that Rocky moves on? I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you were coming. I was just doing some light reading. Is that the dictionary? Yeah, I also like to do a brain sweat too, You
right.
actually asked me here. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were coming.
All right. So Rocky moves
So
on. This is coming up next now. Also tough pick.
Yeah.
Me versus Kev. I think this is my number one. And which one is this one, Kev? Your
My number 2.
number two. This is my number one. Mighty Ducks versus Remember the Titans. Also very different movies.
Yeah.
Because one's more of a kids movie, and then one's a very serious movie about football and
What's
racism.
a family? Yeah.
So it's two different. Like they're both great movies, but they're so different. It's hard to compare. But that's what we have to do. Mighty Ducks. My number one for a reason, because we played hockey. It was
The Triple Deke.
there was just the movie then you had the other sequels, which are still I guess I'm more going on at Mighty Ducks 1, even though Mighty Ducks 2 is great because you got Knuckle Puck and you got some great characters in that, and number 3
You
is
do.
fine. But number one is the OG and classic, and they beat the Hawks, and that's exciting.
Did you know that they have a show now?
Yeah, I watched it. It was terrible.
Well, what did you expect it to be? You expect it to be good?
Yeah, like Cobra Kai is great, so I thought this would be good too. But it's so kiddie and cheesy, but we watched it.
Well,
We watched it on Disney Plus, but we were like,
it's not meant for you.
Well, who's it meant for? The people who watched Mighty Ducks, the people who are my age now. It is for me. It should be for me.
No, it's for kids to like get introduced to the Mighty Ducks story.
Yeah, but they should do a little bit of both. I think they should they make it kiddie.
It's
but
hard to make it both.
You can do
because if you watch the movies, they're pretty kiddie. So
yeah, but I think Cobra Kai does a good job of like entertaining for older people, but then also if you're young, like it's a teeny thing too. So like teens can watch it and be all the kids are hot in the show. So like it's a CW show where they're all hot, but then it's still like enough that I can appreciate it. But I think but if you watch they didn't call it Mighty Ducks, they call it like Game Changers or something, and it's just very, very kiddie. Like, the lady from Gilmore Girls is just like, oh boy, we're playing hockey. And Emilio Estevez is in it, so at least that's good. And they did have all the Mighty Ducks come.
Mighty Duck Man.
They did have some of the Ducks come back, the ones that aren't working actors anymore. Except
I saw Foggy Nelson's in it.
Foggy Nelson's the only one that came back. That's like the biggest name, I think. Everyone else is like, what have you guys been doing? Keenan wasn't there. Obviously, he's too big.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, Mighty Ducks, the classics of all classics, hockey movie. You got Emilio Estevez, from
Mighty Duck Man,
from zero to hero, appreciating the kids. Ducksworth can quack off.
Quack quack quack.
Mr. Ducksworth. You got Charlie, who wants him to be his new daddy really bad. It was kind of weird. It's like, hey, you want to stay for dinner? Hey, you want to have sex with my mom? Like he really lays it on thick sometimes. Where he's like, can you be my new dad, please?
I don't think that was one of the lines.
No, I guess not. But
they scratched that out. That was a deleted scene.
Yeah, that was like, okay, too much, too weird.
The director's cut.
And just overall, and just like you're watching, you like make it like when I was like playing hockey, you're like, okay, that's why I love playing hockey, because of the way that movie was, and it was great. And the Flying V, which also doesn't really work ever in real life, but it's a kids movie and it's fun. So versus
I always hated the portrayal of the actual hockey playing, because I played goalie growing up, and in they always made the goalies look so bad. Like, because all the goals,
they score,
like the goalies are like diving out of the way. Like they just have like, you can tell the people directing this movie, no one actually played hockey, because the goalie fundamentals are horrible.
No one played goalie for sure.
Yeah, like they're like diving out of the way. They're constantly like on their side or something,
or billet, and they're throwing their legs in the air.
Or standing completely straight, like or statuesque, like it's just horrible.
That's how good the players were. They like Fulton shot the shot, and he had nothing to do. He ran out of the way because it's Fulton shooting the slap shot.
It's horrible.
Bash Brothers. That's the second one.
That's the second one.
That's a good one. I think the second one might be even. I don't know, because they just kind of just build on the first one, like the guy who can't stop. The guy who isn't he Benny the Jet? Yeah.
Is that the same actor?
Yeah, same guy.
Which we'll get to in a little bit.
Spoilers even. All right, so that's Mighty Ducks. You guys know it. Everyone knows it. Mighty Ducks, just fantastic. Now let's go to a very different kind of movie. Remember the Titans.
So I feel like Remember the Titans is one of the best, if not the best, sports movies in general. It circles around football, obviously, but then also the underlying issue of racism and the start of integrating schools, and kind of how the difference between people isn't really that different. It's just a matter of the unknown and not knowing each other, and the whole aspect of the team and everything just is a great story. Overalling, like, real life events. And then you have, obviously the football aspect of it is cool. But then you have like how the town embraces them and everything, no matter what. It's just like and then also, the whole, why can't I think of his name? The guy,
Ryan Gosling?
Not Ryan Gosling. Well, Ryan Gosling was a liability in that movie. He's the reason why they almost lose, but then Turk comes in and he's doing better.
Oh yeah.
Petey. Donald
Faison. Who's turn?
Sure.
Are you talking about Denzel?
No, not Denzel. The guy No, not Denzel. The guy who plays
like, how
like
could you
the
forget Denzel?
linebacker. The linebacker. What's the character's name?
The guy who breaks his legs or whatever. Oh, that's the quarterback.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I don't. I honestly haven't seen the movie in a long time. I can't remember the
Is it
character's name.
Gary? Gary.
Yeah, I think it might be Gary. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Gary, Larry, something.
No, I think it's Gary.
And Gary,
Anyway.
and no one's like Larry.
Jerry.
Gary. I couldn't think of it. We had to do a SpongeBob episode. We keep bringing it up. We had to do a SpongeBob
We keep
episode.
saying that.
All right, next
We will.
bracket is SpongeBob. I don't know SpongeBob episodes. I don't know. We gotta figure it out. But SpongeBob.
We'll do
Mark it
that.
down.
All right, continue with the very sad, or not very sad.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Right.
you have the sad part when they finally win, and then Gary gets in that car accident.
That's
And, like,
I think I heard in the
that-
fields. Oh, you got hurt in the car accident?
no, like he's driving
Yeah,
and everyone's
I don't remember
celebrating, and he's like waving out the window, and then a car hits him in the intersection, T-bones the car.
Intentionally.
No, I think he ran a stop sign, I think, and then it hit him because he was distracted by like waving to like all the people. And then you have like the team like coming together, and then they, you know, talk about like how he is paralyzed. So, like, but you have Julius, you know, being you know a black kid that he at first hated because that he was black, and then they became friends, like, and they were like closer than. And he goes in to see him. He's like, "Sorry, only immediate kin in here," and he's like, "Can't you tell it's my brother?" And like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Can't
it's like
you see the resemblance?
that it's just like a great movie done so well that I think everybody has seen, and it should be like a part of like everybody's just like need to watch
Curriculum.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
life
Movie
curriculum.
curriculum. Yeah, honestly.
You must watch this movie because it is
Yeah.
perfect.
And
Yeah,
Denzel and
well
Denzel
said.
and Denzel's badass in it.
Of
Doing
course.
gum and just like I'm a coach.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sunshine.
Can't go wrong with Denzel.
So I feel like I'm not going to go through the
No, it's all good.
top points of this movie, but
We're
it's
we're not even done with the bracket, and I think we're been talking for an hour already. So
Yes, we
all
have.
good. It's
We
all
got-
good stuff though.
yeah. So what's your vote, Bri? I guess Kev, are you sticking with obviously Run the Titans? You said it's the best movie. I'm torn because it is a very good movie, but I also love Mighty Ducks so much. I think it's the same thing with Rudy, where I like it's an amazing movie. It is, but it's not a movie that I would just sit. It's not a rewatch. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a long time.
Of course, it is a rewatch.
But it's not as easy a rewatch as Mighty Ducks. Do you know what
Well,
I mean?
because you all, like your default is comedy.
I like a lot of serious stuff too, but
Your default is comedy.
well, if I'm going on my like favorite things, then yeah, more things. I'd more lighter, more like I like a lot of heavy stuff. I've seen all these movies; they're all very good, but it's more of those kind of movies that, like I will watch once to appreciate it, and I probably won't go back and watch it again just because.
And then yet you didn't pick dodgeball, so
Yeah, but it was versus Rocky. So I'm gonna stick with Mighty Ducks just because that's like I have to go on my own gut with like what will I want to watch at any time. Mighty Ducks versus Remember the Titans. So Mighty Ducks for me. And Brian, what's your the tie?
So here's the thing. I agree with both of what you're saying. Both of you makes complete sense. Kev, it should be part of just the curriculum of life to watch because it's an important movie and it's a fantastically written movie. And I agree with Will in that it is not something that I would actively seek out. Like Kev was saying, my default is also comedy. So that's where I can see with Mighty Ducks. So both points from both parties were fantastic, and I agree with both of them, but my vote belongs to the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, that's
my God.
horrible.
That's
horrible.
I was gonna vote for Remember the Titans just so Kev doesn't quit the podcast. But then
like you guys like
I like the Mighty Ducks better.
how
It's a
the
good
Mighty
movie.
Ducks beat Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is like one of the greatest sports movies of all time.
Agreed,
it's going
but I
against
just like the Mighty,
Mighty
Ducks
Ducks.
better.
That's like a kids 80s movie that's like, you know, just cheeky and fun,
it's
and that's it.
90s. It's 90s. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Kev.
Sure, whatever. God, that's horrible.
I'm sick. I honestly was hoping Brian was going to vote for Remember the Titans just so Kev would not explode.
I like,
So mad. So angry.
I've got the same way when you guys vote for things that things that I really really enjoy and stuff, and you guys don't vote for.
But it's not that
I get the same
really
way.
because
I get
I
the same
also
way.
really enjoy Mighty Ducks, but it's not even in the same caliber
No, it's
of
not.
movie.
It's not the same movie at all. I completely agree. But it's
No,
just
but like
same.
it's not even.
It's definitely not. but it's what you enjoy more. It's personal opinion. That's how it is. It's definitely it's not even close to the same movie. It's obviously acting is 100% better. The plot is 100% better. Everything's better about it.
It's more.
I enjoy Mighty Ducks better. It's just how it is.
It's a more like the moral of the story is better.
Oh, absolutely. There's it's everything about it is better. I'm not saying you're not right. You're 100% right that in the grand scheme of things, it's 100% better movie. But what do I want to watch more times than not is Mighty Ducks. That's you're 100% right. It's 100% better movie, but it's how
I agree with everything that Will just said. Is exactly what I was thinking. Yes, 100%.
I think it's just you don't want me to win this bracket.
No,
therefore,
100% not true. I would
not gonna do
honestly, it. I vote honestly on every single one. If it's
Amen
true,
to that. I have no
true.
vendetta. No
Yeah.
vendetta, sir.
Absolutely not. I honestly thought Brian was going to pick it just because I'm like just because it's a 100% good better movie, but I don't know.
You guys
Sorry,
are
Kev.
terrible.
And this is also the sports one. Kev's having a bad day.
Well, it's also
Well,
just
you know what? Sometimes in sports, you have good days and bad days. So
Yeah,
this is
you
just
should-
another
we're
game.
recording our Martin Luther King Day, and you guys didn't do remember the Titans.
No,
They're horrible
no.
people.
Oh shit, Kev!
We're such cake eaters.
Yeah,
On the Daily News, the
That's,
Daily News
uh,
headline tomorrow will be like,
Brothers Thrice.
Brothers Thrice, racist? Like, oh no!
We're not 100% not racist. That it's just I grew up Mighty Ducks. It runs deep. It runs deep.
So it does.
100%. Remember the Titans is a better movie, but I think that it runs deep. That's the only reason.
The Mighty Ducks sticks out in my mind because that was the image that Will drew that I absolutely destroyed. Did we tell the
poster-
story in the pod?
I don't think.
I can't
I made a
remember.
poster. I was doing a book report. I made a poster for Mighty Ducks 2, the book, and in the thing they're head to head, going down for the face off. And in the book cover, they had two big bubblegum bubbles that are touching head to head, bubblegums in each mouth touching. And I decided artistically that I did not want to put that in because I wanted just the head to head face off. And Brian, as I don't know how old, a shit little like 6-year-old probably or whatever he was, saw the book and said like, oh, you're missing the bubble because it's in the book and you're drawing the same thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, but I wanted to leave that out because I didn't think it worked for the movie, for my poster. But I
didn't understand.
And then I worked on it like probably all freaking day. It was a huge poster board. I was drawing and coloring and everything. I leave it, and then I come down. I see Brian circling and drawing scribbling in a pink bubble. And
It was like a pink highlight.
I think if my mom and dad, they didn't hold me back, I think I would have like tore your head off. I don't know. I was like, I saw white rage because I worked so long on that freaking thing. And then dad had like probably 8 or 9 o'clock at night after dinner, ran out to like CVS or Michael's or whatever and got me a whole bunch of white out and like white stickers that I had pretty much like put on top, but you could still see pink through it. And I remember I went to school and I was like, my brother messed it up and I'm sorry. And I probably, I don't know. The teacher's like,
You
I don't
probably-
care. The teacher's like,
You
I don't
probably
care.
resented me a lot after that.
I'm sure I let it go.
I'm
eventually.
sorry. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
I just remember because like they say like trauma is what like you remember trauma more because of the neurons in your brains or whatever. Blah. So I remember that very vividly because I was traumatized.
So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Horrible little brother.
I'm good. All right,
I didn't understand.
All right, let's take a really quick break and then we'll finish off this bracket. We won't talk about any plot points because we've talked about all of them already.
Oh, not
except
my number one.
Except number one, actually. So we'll be right back. Hold on.
Brothers Thrice.
And we're back. All right, time to go back to the top of the bracket where Kev's number one pick, Sandlot, which is gonna go.
I believe the title is The Sandlot, but
is it?
I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it's The Sandlot.
Everyone just calls it Sandlot though, but whatever.
No, it's
And then-
The Sandlot. It's like Ohio State when the players say where they're from. It's The Sandlot.
The Sandlot going
It's
up
a
against the
lot
one
of
from
sand.
the one that won last one, which is the Replacements. So we talked about Replacements already. I talked about it. So Kev, go into Sandlot.
All right. Well, Sandlot is your typical coming of age story, kind of a misfit trying to find friends in a new area, and they find like the kids of the neighborhood have an oasis of baseball in this little like rundown baseball stadium that's in the middle of like a neighborhood that's like weirdly untouched.
It's a sand lot.
It is
A lot of sand.
That's the name of the book. I mean, movie.
It's got a lot of quotable lines in there.
Killing me, Smalls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
First you take the gram.
Have you seen that actor, the actor who plays catcher?
Ham.
He looks exactly the same, just like with wrinkles. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He did not
I'm looking
age.
at it. I'm looking at it right now. It looks identical.
It's
to
creepy.
himself
It's like
at
he just
93.
identical. Well, that's the coach from the Mighty Ducks.
It is.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's just, I feel like it's one of those movies that everybody our age has seen, and it's just part of our childhood. Just with Benny the Jet Rodriguez, you have the Beast,
Smalls.
Hercules.
I mean, not Smalls. Squints.
Our cousin, shout out to our cousin.
I
Ricky.
think he looks exactly like Ricky.
He doesn't without his glasses though.
No, with his glasses, he looks like Ricky.
Without his glasses, he doesn't. I was never
Wendy
Wendy
Peppercorn.
my darling.
Peffercorn? I think it's Peffercorn.
I think it's Peffer with the
because we were playing the game the other night. We had like write out like something and like write down a game. Gave me like write down like your answers and somebody to guess who it was. And I wrote down Wendy Peffercorn. I can't remember what the prompt was, but I wrote Peppercorn. And someone was like, "That's not right." And I had to look up. It was Peffercorn.
Yeah, it's Peppercorn.
Yeah. And the biggest part, I think that I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead, Cal.
No, go ahead first. You already
what's
interrupted
your
me. Might as well
biggest
keep going.
No, you probably didn't get to it. Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say.
So rude of me. I'm so sorry.
Growing up, even to this day, I don't care for baseball. Never did. Never watched a full baseball game. I think I've went to one baseball game. It's just I hate the sport. I think it's boring. But the movie itself is so great that it even watching it, I'd be like, it'd be fun to play a game of baseball. Just like but in essence, I don't like baseball. I don't like watching it at least, but I'd play it. But it's that movie makes up for the fact that I don't really care for baseball, just because it's only 9 friends.
It transcends the sport, honestly. Like
it
it's not even it honestly could have been any sport. It could have been, well, I guess some of the plot points are about baseball, but like it could have been a football, it could have been
the Great Bambino. Soccer. But I think what is that baseball, you only need 9 guys. So trying to put a team together. I mean, the only other one would be basketball because you only need 5. But
the sand court.
Let's make it. You don't need that many people, whereas like a football team you would need like 22, which is way too many. So it just, and then like them going against the other guys, like the league players that had like the uniform and the nice and they like destroy them. It's just great. And then obviously getting the ball back that's signed by Babe Ruth, and he doesn't know who that is, but they it's just Babe Ruth. The whole like montage, the whole montage where there's like just way too much screaming of them like trying to get the ball back and then like failing every time. Yeah, and then
why does he do that?
I love it. I don't care. I love it.
And then James Earl Jones being there.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, of course.
Hercules, Vader. The guy next door.
Why didn't you just come around and ask me? I already got it for you. Squints.
Just fantastic.
That's like one of the best.
Dennis Leary's the stepdad in that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Wow, barely in it.
And
I'm looking at the IMDb. So.
And isn't I think the
mom's from Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, the first Indiana Jones.
So this came out in '93, so she was big in I remember that time, I guess, right?
The first time I saw Sandlot, for some reason, I don't know if you guys were there, if it was just me, maybe Kev was. I remember the first time I ever saw it was in Aunt Claire and Uncle Ted's basement. They put on Sandlot. I never saw it before.
I don't remember that.
Maybe
I was with you. But
they were babysitting us for some reason. They put it on, and I never saw it. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is a great movie."
I don't remember that. I remember going to Aunt Claire and Uncle Ted's house and bringing our N64 and just playing Smash Brothers the entire time.
I went to, it was before your times, guys, but I remember going to Aunt Claire and Uncle Ted's, and the girls had Sega. And I played Sonic every single.
Sonic or the Aladdin game. The Aladdin game.
The Aladdin game.
No, I remember that.
All that's only because I never had a Sega. That's the only place I ever
Yeah.
played it, and I loved. That's why I loved Sonic so much. Like that's why I
Yeah.
even saw the new movie that was in theaters. That was not that great, but I saw it by myself. I went to go see Sonic.
Wow, Will, you're so cool.
February of 2020, right before COVID
Yeah.
started.
Right
That's
before.
so funny. I
now
can
they're-
only imagine the movie theater that you were in. It's like a bunch of kids and then just you alone.
No, there was a couple. It was in Brooklyn. There's a couple like nerdy dudes. like myself.
It wasn't just me.
I was wearing my Sonic shirt. No, I don't have a Sonic shirt. Well, it's
I was
voiced by,
dressed as Sonic. I painted my face blue. It was
and
fun.
it's voiced by Ben Schwartz, who I'm a big fan of. So it all worked out.
I don't know who that is.
And Jim, and
He's a
then
comedian.
Jim Carrey is Dr. Robotnik.
Well, they're coming out with a second one. Knuckles is in it. I remember Knuckles was your
know.
favorite.
And Tails,
And he's
I did
Idris
love
Elba.
Knuckles. Yeah, Idris Elba, and Knuckles is voiced by somebody.
Did-
Tails,
oh,
Idris Elba.
Antonio Banderas, I think.
No, I think I
No,
thought
Tails is like a
Knuckles-
Knuckles.
No,
is
Knuckles
Idris
is
Elba.
Knuckles is
Elba.
Idris Elba. Okay.
No, and Tails is somebody like hi,
Some-
I'm Tails. Like it's lighthearted. Either
Oh,
way,
I love that somebody.
okay. Either
Perfect.
way, we're talking about Sandlot, and
Well, obviously, Sandlot beats Replacements.
for me
that's-
too. I can't.
It's
Like,
not even
Replacements
close.
is a lot of fun, great cast, a lot of fun, but like this Sandlot, like the moments in Sandlot that's like coming of age is like, oh, love
It's
it.
great.
Such a good movie. And then I always when I was younger, I always hated the where they puke on the ride scenes. I was like, oh, my belly hurts watching them.
Yeah.
It makes me ewy. But now I
I
can
just-
watch it.
I love the
Chaw.
the tequila song with it. It's just perfect.
All right,
Is
so-
that on Disney Plus? I might have to watch that.
It is.
Is
It
it?
is on
It's a
Oh,
snow
plus.
day today. I might have to just watch it because
Sandlot? Hell yeah.
perfect day for it. Get some
It is.
cocoa and some Sandlot.
Coco and Sandlot. Oh, and the movie Coco and then Sandlot.
I watched Coco the other day too because it was also like it was like -5 outside.
Did you
so I was
cry?
like, let's watch some Coco.
I still
Yes, I
haven't
did.
seen. I still haven't seen Coco yet.
Oh,
I
you
have to
gotta
see it.
watch
You-
Coco.
You're gonna
If you
cry.
do not cry at the end, you're dead inside. Oh my god.
It's so good. I shed a tear last time.
I think me
watched
and
it,
Em- when
and
me and Em
I've seen
watched-
it already.
When me and them watched it for the first time, I think we both were like it was just coming out of us so hard. Tears.
It's so good. It's so emotional.
Like the end is like, oh my god, I can't. I'm crying so hard. I can't stop. Yeah.
yeah, go see. Go
Sorry.
watch Coco. Ken.
All right, I'll watch it. Back to sports movies.
All right.
So Sandlot moves on.
So Sandlot moves on. Now it's Sandlot versus Karate Kid.
Yeah, back to sports movies.
Well, okay, we'll go back to the bottom now. So now it's gonna be Sandlot versus Karate Kid. We'll go to the bottom, and now it's gonna be Rocky versus Mighty Ducks.
I want to abstain from voting on this one.
You can't.
well,
It's
I'm
a
voting
three-
for Rocky 100%. Like, come on.
Well, Kevin, I ain't gonna vote because I'm gonna go Mighty Ducks.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go Rocky because Mighty Ducks should not move on.
Kevin voted against Mighty Ducks no matter what it was.
Dodgeball versus Mighty Ducks.
Okay, so
Dodgeball versus Mighty Ducks would have been a more equal playing field.
but come on, Mighty Ducks would have beat the Dodgeball in a second.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
feel
it
like
would've-
Dodgeball
like,
is
it
the
would've been
Nacho Libre of
closer.
this round.
Yes.
Well,
But
no,
it would
it
have been
would've-
closer.
It would have been
And
it would have been
Rocky.
more because it's more of a that their movies are kind of on the same side. All right, so then Rocky moves on to the finals
Mm-hmm.
versus
And
now
then
it's
it's
Karate
Sandlot
Kid versus
Versus
Karate Kid.
Sandlot.
Ugh,
This is really hard. Oh,
this
man.
is so hard. Shit, this is honestly one of the hardest ones I think because I absolutely love both these movies. And they're both, and it's not like there's no like a bias, which like where it's like I like one sport versus the other because I really didn't play either of them. Like
Do you play karate or you just kind of do it?
Well,
You
it's a
practice karate.
sport, and you compete in things if you are that level.
Yeah,
I
but you
don't
don't
know.
play it. You don't like, oh, I'm going to go play karate.
You go to your
You-
dojo and you spar. You could
You
spar.
do.
spar against
You
people.
do karate.
You spar. Whatever.
But it's not
a
called
sport.
play.
It's a sport.
No, I'm not.
Whatever,
I'm not. I'm not
whatever.
arguing that it's not a sport. It's 100% a sport. It's just you don't play it. Just like you don't play track.
You play your butt. All right. So Karate Kid versus Sandlot.
I'm gonna just Sandlot because
Well,
Karate
yeah.
Kid was great, but
I
it's
see- I knew you
no
would've-
Sandlot. Sandlot is by far.
I'm
Yeah,
having
better.
trouble
For me,
because
I'm going along with like for the two movies, what has been more influential in my life, and Sandlot was always in the DVD player. So I'm going with Sandlot.
all right. Oh, this
It
is
was
my
always in the
vote then.
DVD player, or it was always in the van in that DVD player.
All right. Well, then
No,
it's
the
fine.
only
Movie.
DVD that was ever in the van
Ferris
was
Bueller.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Don't you lie to the viewers.
Yeah.
Well,
I was back and
whatever.
forth on this one, and I was kind of maybe leaning towards a little more of Karate Kid, just because I'm such a huge fan of Karate Kid. But I also love Sandlot. But it doesn't matter. You guys both voted Sandlot, so that's now. So now for the finals is Sandlot versus Rocky. I got
Oh no!
what a weird combo. Like I can't. I guess it's so hard. The movies are so different. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, they are
Well, I mean,
different.
something that I don't think I mentioned before. I mean, but Kev said, "Oh, I always listen to the Rudy soundtrack when I go for runs." I have
Rocky
in a running
soundtrack?
playlist, yeah, the Rocky theme song, "Gonna Fly Now," in my running playlist that I
Well,
listen
yeah.
to once a year.
You know what is
Once a year.
underrated? You know what's underrated?
I don't run anymore. I should.
Underrated
but
in
it's
a
so good.
in a running playlist.
from Sandlot.
Wipeout. Because when he's running away from the beast, what's playing?
Oh, true.
Sorry, I'm Kev, but I just
That's
can't.
a stretch.
That's
but
a stretch.
Sure.
It's on my running playlist. So
Yeah, but as running playlist goes, Rocky is
Okay,
on everyone's playlist.
yes, it is.
But this is
But
not.
you
That's not.
Are you gonna play that on loop?
You
Yes,
might.
I used to do that because it was so hard to run, but I can't help but sprint when that came on, so I just put it on loop.
Well, that's why it's hard
Because
to run because you just continue sprinting. You can't just sprint.
No, because it's towards the end. It's towards the end. And like if I'm like I'm almost gonna just check out because my lungs are gonna explode or my legs are gonna fall off. I put that on loop. I'm like almost home, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this over with, and I sprint the rest of the way, playing the Rocky theme song because it gets me through it.
It gets me through it.
It does.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna fly now.
What's the
Ba-ba.
votes? What's the votes?
I have to say with Sandlot, it's too like Rocky is good, but I feel like I've only seen it like twice. Whereas like Sandlot, I've seen and I can quote the whole
Rewatchability.
thing.
Yeah, rewatchability and quotable things is really like a high standard. I feel like with us. Like if I,
Yeah,
well, for at
but
least
I
for-
feel like
that's-
Rocky has that too.
Not
Rocky
as
has
much.
that as well.
Yeah, but
What
Rocky.
is it?
I mean,
other than Adrian or
no,
your
it's
sisters with me.
it's
What
also
else
very
you got?
quotable. It's very quotable. I think, but the rewatchability, I think I would watch Sandlot more often. I have watched it more often than Rocky because honestly, like a lot of Rocky is not like it's a longer movie kind of. And it's not all exciting. It's like the montages, the fights, and like that. But then the
Well,
rest of the
it's
stuff.
more than just the boxing. You know, it's about the
No, I
right
know, but
life
it's-
of Rocky Balboa.
I
I mean, Rocky is literally a cultural staple. There's a freaking statue of the guy.
I
It's a
understand.
cultural staple in pop culture.
Yes.
So is Sandlot.
Try to make a s'more without quoting Sandlot.
Very true, but like, I don't know.
Well, I'm going with
That's
Sandlot
just
too,
my
Bryce.
P's
So
and Q's.
Rocky's.
All right, well, whatever. Sorry,
done.
sorry, Rocky. Shout out to Sylvester. Sylvester.
Sylvester.
Sylvester.
Yeah, Sylvester.
See, Kev,
It's a
even though
tongue twister.
your River Titans didn't get it and you were all butthurt about all of it, you still got the win. Don't worry.
You guys picked a like not crappy. I shouldn't say crappy, but just like a not a good kiddie movie to beat Remember the
It's-
Titans.
It's not
It's-
a kiddie movie.
It
It's the
is. It is. It's a kids movie.
How dare you?
It's a kids movie.
All right, Kev hates Mighty Ducks. That's where it goes.
If I'm gonna take, yes, I'll hate Mighty Ducks if it's going against. Remember the Titans.
She hates Squidward. All right, so the winner of the
Sports movies.
is Sandlot, which I am not sad at. That's a good.
No, that's
I'm not
no
opposed
one
to
going
that
in.
either.
That's why I picked it first overall
that was
because
me. I
knew.
think that was me. Was that my number one pick? I can't remember what I.
No, you said it was your number 2.
Oh, it was my number 2. It was definitely gonna be on my pick, and then you just got it for me. Oh, I
Yeah,
think my
Sandlot
number
was in my
one. My number
list
one
as well.
was
Was Karate Kid?
no, I don't think so. No, I think no. Mighty Ducks was my number 1.
No, yeah,
It was
okay.
it was gonna be Mighty Ducks, Sandlot, Karate Kid. Oh no, Karate Kid, Sandlot. I think I don't know,
Sandlot
it doesn't
was
matter.
my number 2 before it was taken in the draft. Sandlot.
So
was
at
mine
least it was
second.
all. It was gonna be in all of our top 3s.
Yeah,
So that's
I think that's the
that's
fact.
how it
Like,
wins.
right? Like, I don't think any other movie was in all 3 of our top 3s.
I don't
So,
think so.
No.
so I
So
think
that's a true winner. So
Amen
all
to
right.
that.
Long one today, folks, but gotta do them sports movies. We get into it. But thanks for listening, and check us on socials and whatnot if you like or whatever. This was the 20th episode. So
Woo!
here's a 20 more, and then we're done.
That's it.
40 and
Cap
we're
it.
done.
Our contract says 40 episodes. And
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm in contract negotiations right now, so
Yeah, we're
we'll
looking
see.
for more money. You know,
Yeah.
they
We'll keep
might
you in the loop. Of
they might
course.
bring in some replacements. Oh
Ah,
no,
there
no,
it is.
no replacements.
the Jonas Brothers will take over Brothers Thrice. I think the viewership will jump up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, we should market ourselves as that. We are
Just
the
say
Jonas
it.
Brothers.
We're
of
the Jonas
podcast
Brothers
world.
of podcasting.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Oh my God, the Jonas Brothers have a podcast,"
and then
we'll
they're
get all those
immediately
listeners.
disappointed. And I'll see the,
But
the-
this
the-
isn't Nick.
the listening. Will just show, like, because I think it was on the thing. It has a thing where it shows how long people usually listen to. It would probably just be like 4 seconds and then off.
Drop.
Off.
Well, we do have
Yeah,
a
for sure.
Kevin, so maybe they'll be tricked for a little bit longer.
Well, they'll see Kevin in the description and be like, oh, "This is it."
Isn't Kevin's the oldest one, right? So I'm Kevin
Yeah.
technically, Kevin, and then you're
Yeah,
Joe.
but my
and
name is
Brian.
actually Kevin, so
I know it is, but I'm saying
I'd
Kevin's
be
the
I'd be
oldest.
Nick Jonas for birth order. I'd be Nick Jonas, so I'm the hottest and most
You're married to
successful,
well,
so-
Kev, you're married to Sansa.
Sophie Turner. Yes.
Yeah.
Sansa.
And Brian, you're
Sansa.
related. You're married to Priyanka Chopra.
Sure.
Cool.
Brian's like, okay, well, that's who he's married to. And I don't know who the old guy is married to, but
The old guy. He's probably
old-
younger than you.
no, he's older than me.
Look it up. He's
I'm
either
doing
your
it right
age or
How
younger.
old is Kevin Jonas?
Oh, we got Siri on the case.
He's 34. I'm 31. I
nice.
win.
You're close.
Yeah, I'm really close.
So close.
3 years is a
You-
big deal.
You
How
old.
old is Nick Jonas?
How old?
Well,
is
how
Nick
old are all the
Jonas?
Jonas Brothers?
Nick Jonas is 29.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
he's
he's
my
older.
age.
Joe's probably like 32 or something.
Yeah, probably makes sense. So, all right, let's end this thing.
So what we need to do is we need to
Oh,
sing a
it's Jonas
song or
Brothers.
something.
You need to what?
We need to sing a song. I'll play the drums. Brian, you do everything else, and Will sings. Perfect. Done.
Okay.
I'll play drums. Brian, you do everything, and then Will maybe Brian do everything.
You do everything.
sure.
I'll play the drums, and Will interpretive dance.
Sure.
Now that's gonna get the viewers right there.
And then I take my shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brothers Thrice.
See you later.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. So long.